What's going on, everybody? This is Moses Workman.
And this is Moses Turner.
And this is the Moses Podcast.
No biblical shit.
You know it. We're back for episode number 8. Thanks for tuning in if you're tuning in. And thanks for listening and sharing. A couple of subscribers. We appreciate y'all. I see y'all. I wouldn't call y'all names out, but nah.
Yeah, I saw I saw a couple new people too. And just like I said, tell your friend, we're doing this for real. This ain't no bullshit. So word of mouth is what we're looking for.
So so Turner, how's your week been?
Fucks nuts. I'm gonna say fucks nuts.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say. Fucks nuts.
Yeah. I got. You'll get no argument from me.
Fuck the snow. Fuck the snow.
What's wrong with the snow? All right, so we're here with a special guest by the name of Tang, aka Master Tang, aka can't pronounce his first name
say your
or
fucking
spell
name,
it. Tangimus Prime.
Your real fucking name, and break it down in the syllables.
Bean. The angry dude out of the group.
Right.
What other name? His mom calls him Woo.
Oh,
Why
shit.
do you have to go there?
We go.
Me and this dude go back. Like,
Shit.
go way back.
I don't know after now, yo.
Why you
put that out in the world
He
like
That's
put
that?
out
the
in the world,
world
B.
out there. It's in the cloud.
Whoa.
Now. It's in the cloud.
We don't hold nothing back here.
That's alright.
Yeah, now you on the Moses podcast, so yeah,
Yeah.
we don't hold shit back.
I think I'm the only person in the group that knows what the P in your name stands for.
I'm not scared of that no more.
Oh, what?
I'm
I
30
got no-
plus, bro.
Man, I got no leverage over you
I'm
no
30
more.
plus, bro. I don't care. I don't care.
You guys.
All right. So for those of y'all who don't know, I never say this, so this is a very rare moment in the life of Workman.
Nuh-uh.
Very
Shit.
rare.
You ain't gonna do it.
My name is Moses
No.
Paul
What?
Workman.
He didn't do it.
That ain't even bet.
Why you
Paul?
do it?
All right,
Paul.
so I'll give y'all the story on that, right? Here's some. All right, so this is gonna be about me.
That goes
I
all the
guess,
way
right?
back to childhood, yo.
This is about me.
That
all
is
right.
So that one day I stole your wallet and I actually found it.
You ain't stole my fucking wallet,
Yeah, you don't know that.
asshole.
See, this is that shit that we talking about.
You
That
don't know
whole
that.
like he trying to do shit. Like I stole your wallet. No, the fuck you did. Stop that shit. No, I didn't.
Like they probably saw it on the table
Right.
and just left it there. Like, yeah, I stole it.
You ever after stole like this?
But it would sound good if I did, right?
Exactly. It's exactly like this motherfucker stealing somebody's phone and writing hacked on their Facebook status. I did the same thing, bitch. I started it. I started it. Pay me.
That was pre-Facebook
I
hack.
started it. Pay me.
But look,
Hey.
all right. So here's the story with me. For those of you who don't know, I was adopted at the age of 2. My real mom didn't have the means to really take care of us. Shit didn't work out with her in her life, and I could go more into that story, but it is very depressing.
Yeah, no depressing.
And we're not doing that shit.
We're not doing no depressing shit, so
No
I'll
offense.
skip all the sob story. Those of you who really know me know the story already, but come to find out, I did a little searching and found my real my real mother, and I found out I had an older brother and such, and I had a chit chat with my mom, my real mom, when I was 30 years old, my 30th birthday. Well, that was the first time I spoke to her. It was on my birthday, but I saved all my questions for in person. She was staying in some sort of nursing home in Ohio somewhere. So we drove out there, me and my wife and my kid. I only had Malia at the time, and we drove out there, and I asked her. I said, "So I know I remember when I was about 3 or 4, my name changed. So what was my real name?" And she says, "Oh, your name was Moses Lee Harris."
Moses Lee Harris.
So no matter what, you was Moses.
He was Moses
I was
regardless.
Moses because I was like, "Where did you get Moses from? Do you know what you did to my life?"
Yes.
Yes.
Because I practiced that low key, like, because I always said to myself, if I
You
ever,
just walked in like, why you think me Moses, motherfucker?
I always said to myself, like, if I ever found my biological mom, the first thing I'm gonna ask her is, why
Why'd you do this
Moses?
to
Like,
me?
why did you do that to me? I grew up in the hood. you know what it's like growing up in the hood with a name like Moses? Your name is Leecher. That's dope. Like, what's up with you? But anyway.
How the fuck you think that was work?
All right, we'll get to that. But it's my workman right now. So it's workman o'clock. It's workman.
Like, quit fucking up the store. Quit fucking up the store. This is my shit.
All right, go ahead.
So I get to her and I'm like, so why Moses? Like, what was going through your head? Like, what? And then she said something like, she was like, oh, I named you after your uncle. Your uncle's name was Moses Lee Harrison. And your dad, he really wasn't in the picture too much because there was a situation with that. I'm not going to tell y'all that part because that part hurts. But
y'all not podcast material.
Yeah, only my real friends know that, and I don't want nobody to repeat that because that hurts. It really
I'm not saying
does.
that's not y'all, but y'all ain't hearing this part.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I said, well, how Moses? She was like, oh, that's after your uncle. She told me about her mom. Her mom was real spiritual, biblical, whatever. But for some reason ended up naming her Leetra, and like doesn't really fall in line with everybody else's theme.
Leetra in the Bible,
but I like that name. I really do. Like I might if I ever end up with another daughter, maybe I'll consider it. But then again,
don't she fight people? You can go Leetra combo. Maybe that's just me though.
But so yeah, my original name was Moses Lee Harris. That was what I was born with. When I turned 2, all right, I was adopted at the age of 2, and my mother who adopted me. So I always distinguish between mom and mother. All right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mother is somebody who earned it.
Right.
Mom is just a title.
Right.
That you get whenever, just because it's biological. You know. So Leetra was mom, and my mother was Dolores.
Right.
So Dolores was the woman who adopted me. So
the funny thing is, Dolores was the sweetest lady. And I never thought she liked me.
She did. She likes you.
I had never thought
she treated everybody the same.
Oh
way.
hell,
she treated Joe the same way because me and Joe was tight around our teenage, like going into teenage years. That's like around when you moved away and whatnot.
Yeah.
So me and Joe was like super tight, and she treated Joe the same way. But the love was all the same. So it was always there. But let's not talk about that. I don't want to make this sad.
No depressing shit.
Yeah. That's borderline. I'm trying to stay on the good side of the fence. So I'm 2 years old. All right. So no, that was when I was adopted. All right. So I think around 3 or 4, my mother, Dolores, she was like, all right, we got to go downtown. We're going to change your name, your last name over to Workman, and everybody in this house has to have the same name. That was where I got that. That's where I got that value from. All right. So that's why everybody in my household has Workman.
Right.
But anyway, we go downtown, right? And she's filling out the paperwork, and I remember talking to the judge. Judge was looking at me, smiling, all happy. He's like, "How you doing, young man?" I was like, "I'm good." And he's like, "So you're changing your last name today?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to be a part of everything that's going on." And then he's like, "All right, so your last name's gonna be Workman. So what about your middle name? Right now, your middle name is Lee. Would you like to change that?" And I looked at my mother, and I'm like, what does he mean? Like, can I change my middle name too? And she was like, do you want to change your middle name? That was her biggest mistake. That was her biggest mistake. Why in the world would you let a child under the age of 5
pick their
middle name?
Yeah, you could have picked Megatron.
I could have picked Megatron. I could have picked whatever the fuck. But all right, so she's like, do you want to change your middle name? And I was like, how about Paul? And she was like, okay, Paul it is. So the judge was like, all right, Moses Paul Workman. It's written in stone. Here you go. Here's your certificate. Pay the cashier on your way out. Or whatever, however that story went. So as time goes on, it gets worse. Like, oh, this dude's name is Moses. We're gonna make fun of this dude. And I'm like, so they're like, you ever read the Bible? I'm like, what is the Bible? Like, and they're like, Oh man, you part of the Red Sea, bro. No, I didn't. Like, I'm 6. What are you talking about?
Right. Right.
I'm 6, yo. What do
So
you mean?
that was my entire life. And then once I started learning about this dude, Moses. All right. So I'm gonna stop there.
You know what? Since you already named your shit, I might as well just go ahead and put my shit out there too. My dad named me Moses, but it wasn't because of the Bible.
He's a terrible person. Sorry, no, I know. I'm fucking around.
You're a horrible person. You should feel bad.
But it wasn't because of the Bible. My the guy, the male dude.
The mailman?
Yeah, that guy.
Wait.
Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up,
Wait,
because I know what
wait.
you get. I know what you get into, and I will punch you in the mouth on this podcast.
I wouldn't dare disrespect Miss Sandy like that.
You better not.
Hold on.
Let me get my phone out. Roll card.
Hold on. You brought up the mailman. Like, hold on.
No, I said the male dude, and you just came up
The
and said the male.
dude, the mailman.
I meant MALE, nigga. Come on. But anyway.
Oh, male.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, my father, he was just getting into Islam. Come to find out, Moses is in the Quran too.
Yeah. So
I was
big on Jesus though.
No, but Moses is in every holy book. Mm-hmm. So when I was named Moses. So every time somebody asks me, "Oh, is your mother a strong Christian, or are your parents a strong Christian?" I start going, no, my father was a practicing Muslim. Excuse me. And I was named after the Quran. That's when people back the fuck up.
Well, you could have been named like Muhammad Quran Turner.
That's true, but it's funny as shit, because as soon as I say
podcast anymore.
But that's the funny part. As soon as they hear the words Quran, or they hear the word Quran,
everybody is so fucking Muslim.
Back the fuck
crazy.
up.
Right.
Yeah, so and it that shit kind of pisses me off so much.
Because they tied to that Allahu Akbar.
Yeah,
right.
Allah.
And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that's not the stereotype, and I hate that shit.
And everybody talk about being dedicated Christians and good Christians. If you ever actually looked at a Muslim person, they are fucking devout.
Oh yeah,
they are hard nailed in their faith. Christians, like everybody's caught up on this motherfucking pastor that bought a Bentley.
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
later.
Man.
That's our current event.
I'm not going.
No, you already brought it up. That's our current event, but we'll save that for later.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get there later.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you go.
All right, but yeah, once I tell people that I was named after the Moses in the Quran instead of the Bible, people back up. They back up and they're so fucking scared. And I just look, and it's funny because this shit will happen in Giant Eagle. And or in a supermarket for the people. Yeah, for the people who don't live in Pittsburgh. Giant Eagle is a supermarket. So I would go in the supermarket and people would say, "Oh, from the Bible," and I would go, "Quran." And they'll go, "Oh," and then back up like I'm going to blow the supermarket up.
You ain't know you had a suicide vest on you?
Or then you get the people that say, Assalamu alaikum.
Right!
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Yeah.
Would you like some literature?
Like, man, get out of my face, man.
Oh, man. And it's funny because one of the people that I knew was Muslim, and as soon as he found out that my name was Moses, he was just like, Assalamu alaikum. And I was just like, why alaikum salam? He was just like, oh shit, you know about it? I was like, well, yeah. You're supposed to say that. And he was just like, yeah, but are you Christian or Muslim? And I go, does it matter? Moses is in every holy book. And he goes, every?
You ain't wrong.
Just like, every.
You ain't wrong.
And he's just like, oh, fuck. And I'm just like, yeah. No, you can't tie Moses to just one religion. So, yeah, that's my Moses story. And it's funny as shit. Because I like it when people back up. It's funny as fuck.
All right, so for those of y'all who don't know,
what's that? My Moses story is I met this one asshole when I was 4 years old. And I met this other asshole when I was like in what?
Sixth
grade?
Yeah, 6. Miss Stell.
One asshole didn't want to share his hot dog, and the other asshole didn't want to share his end of the desk. And I got stuck with both.
Well, fuck off, dude. It ain't my fault I'm left-handed. So
it ain't my fault you're fucking greedy. Like,
you should have shared, bitch.
I was hungry. Like I came out with
I shared with you.
I was hungry. I came out with a hot dog. He's like, yo, can I have a piece? I was like, no.
You should have shared, bitch. I took that.
And then he's like, come on, man, can I have a piece? I was like, no. And then his cousin BJ standing on the porch. And he's like, you gonna let him talk to you? You gonna let him talk to you like that?
He always fucking egg shit on you. Always.
And then he smacked the hot dog out of my hand. And I'm like, yo, I really wanted that hot dog. We're going at the squad.
We go any further. The only L I took in my life was from my best friend. We're going to stop right fucking there.
Yo,
because he fucked me up.
Both best friends.
Here's the funny part. Like, his cousin was like, hey, his cousin was coaching him how to beat me up, right? But I was
he was using your fucking advice because you were older, you son of a bitch.
I was using
that wasn't fair.
His cousin's advice against him. He was like, yo, grab his shirt. He was like, yo, grab his shirt and pull him down to the ground. And I grabbed his shirt.
Yeah, it fucking pulled me down, you like fucking bitch.
He broke it up.
Next day we was friends ever since.
Next day we was the best friends in the world.
Ever fucking since.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front because our 6th grade teacher sucked at pronouncing names.
Oh my god.
So when he came into Dixon, that whole time I thought his name was Niles.
Yeah, and everybody still calls me Niles to this fucking
So I came up, I was like, oh, what's up, Niles? And he was pissed. He was just like, my name is Nihilus. Like he broke it down to just Nihilus.
You don't understand. Moses. One syllable.
No, it's not one syllable.
Wait, Moses. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, come on, dude.
God damn it, you told me to drink before this.
We like 30 plus.
No one told you to
got
drink
the syllables wrong.
And we all drunk and we still know there's 2 syllables.
Oh,
come the fuck on.
That just came from a smoke break.
Fuck off.
Fuck you.
It was a cigarette, nigga.
All right.
That's what you think.
Back to the order and shit. Since we like, I don't know, we like 20 minutes in. But I mean, that's what you gotta expect. I mean, we've been childhood friends, like so this is just natural. So,
yeah.
And that's what's up. Like, well, that's not
right. I disappeared for a little bit. I came back, and these motherfuckers know each other. How did that work out?
But shit happens. I mean,
oh shit, Lathan. That's right.
What about
him? I forgot about that. Because Niles was gone.
That's what I just.
And then we met each other again through your cousin, Lathan.
Lathan's not my cousin, but like Lathan is my other best friend Joe. He that's his little brother. So right, I've always known Lathan since before he was allowed outside.
Right.
Yeah, he's on the list. We gotta get Lathan in here.
Yeah, we gotta get Lathan. Damn sure we gotta get Lathan.
Eddie Pumper, AKA.
Right. Yo, he should have went for comedy. Yeah, he should have.
He should run for office.
Yeah. Eddie Pumper Chin.
Mayor Pumper.
Hell yeah, yo. Mayor fucking Pumper, yo. Eddie for fucking mayor, yo. I'm there. I'm voting.
I will vote for Eddie Pumper mayor for mayor.
Hell yeah.
I'll make the poster and I don't even know how to do that shit. But anyway, so this podcast is, if y'all don't already know, is we basically just tell a couple stories of things that can't be life, or things that just happen to people named Moses and whoever else. Got some wild stuff. So being that we got a special guest on today, would you like to go first, sir?
No, he's going first. Fuck
yeah. That was a rhetorical question. You're going first.
Fuck if
watch your toes, God, sir.
No, fuck if you would like to. You ain't got a choice. You go out first.
All right. You want
This is not
PG or NC-17?
It's a podcast, and we already talked about this last
Yeah,
week. So-
yeah, NC.
NC-17.
What does the NC stand for?
Huh?
You don't even
I have
fucking know.
no idea.
So we going rated R.
Those are just those movies I couldn't watch.
Yeah. All right, go for it.
So, as you know, well, as you probably don't know, I find myself as a jack of all trades. My most common trade is mechanics right now.
Gotcha.
So, everybody has a car, right? Or everybody that doesn't have a car, knows somebody that got a car.
Right.
And as we know, anything that is made by man fucking fails. That's just a fact.
Yep.
So, and before I get into the story, I have to tell everybody, maintain your vehicles. So I won't have to talk about you. Because I'm going to talk about you. It's not an option. It's not a, oh, nah, it's a fact. So, I have this lady, and she has this car. Now, it's not the greatest of cars, but it's a Toyota. All you have to do is put gas in it, change the oil, and it'll live longer than you.
Oh yeah, Toyota is the best car model.
It's arguable.
Fuck.
Don't be
Arguably, no, I'll say
No,
yeah.
no,
arguably, yeah. We'll say
Don't be
arguably.
making no
Arguably.
claims
We'll say
like that.
arguably, but
I'll stick to Honda for that one. Honda by far is the longest lasting car on the road right now. Now, if you want to get into
Honda's
actual
racist though.
I'm not gonna.
But we ain't going.
We're not. I'm not gonna. But I'll tell you, it's either between the Honda Civic and the Chevy Cavalier that has the longest lasting life for me.
okay.
But anyway, so
That Cavalier is a fucking horse.
yo, right?
That Cavalier.
Yo, you
Oh, yeah,
see Cavaliers
Cavalier,
in this
And
day,
that's
Oh,
why.
yeah,
they
and
call
that's
it
why like it's the
Cavalier.
American Civic.
My
It
before
is the
you
American
finish,
Civic.
before you finish, real quick, my sister has a Cavalier, and the wheels have fallen off,
Yo, it will run.
and it is still
It
running.
will run.
And I'm
It
like,
doesn't give a
whoa,
fuck. It will run.
yo, shit,
No, the Cavalier, the
You put
Toyota
gas in it,
Camry
it's going
too.
to run.
That Camry is a dependable ass car too.
Funny story. This story is about a Camry.
Oh
All right,
shit!
keep going.
Oh shit! Come
Continue.
on.
It is a 2000 Camry. Now, I've worked on this car before, and I don't even hate to put it like that because, it's a beautiful car. It's a 2000, which, if you see them riding around nowadays, but most of them are all fucked up. But this thing was like damn near pristine condition. And not only that, it was a Canada car. It's rare seeing the actual Canada Camry. So, in some things, you have to have different parts. Most things are the same. So, the first thing I had to do was put an alternator in this thing because, it doesn't start. Okay, well, car doesn't start. Well, it's a starter. Are you sure you just don't need a battery? Well, we jump the battery. I say, okay, the battery's fine. You need an alternator. Puts the alternator in, car works fine. I ain't hear from him for a couple months. Happy customer. Out of here. So just recently, she calls me back like, hey, there's something wrong with my car. It won't start. I'm like, bullshit. Ain't nothing wrong with that car. I just fixed it. Because, mind you, this is like probably, 2-3 months down the line. So the car, after a week of basically going back and forth, you're like, okay, can I get it towed this day? All right, get it towed today. All right, well, I'm not going to wait. All right, can I get it towed this way? All right, I can get it towed this day. I'm not doing it. All right, whatever. So, gets the car over there finally, because, it won't start.
Right.
And goes to start the car, and it's not the starter. I'm like,
Oh shit! They're trying to play you.
yeah, so I goes back. You said the car won't start and you need the starter replaced. And he's like, yeah, I need the starter replaced. I'm like, are you sure? That's what you found out from a mechanic. Said, no, it just won't start. Okay. So I try to start it again. Sorry, drinking. Engine won't even turn.
Right.
So I asked her, when is the last time you put oil in this car? Like, oh, it was like a couple weeks ago. Pops the hood, pulls the dipstick. The oil is dried and like burnt on the dipstick. I'm
Oh
like,
damn!
oh my God.
They fucked up the
Like, yo.
freaking Charmander engine.
yo, and I'm like, oh my God. Mind you, like, I run like a garage, and it's bad when people get their car towed to me like, "Hey, fix it," and I have to tell them, "Yo, you just blew your engine. There's nothing I can do with this." Like you are burnt.
You have an
like
engine
what
jack
have you?
tomorrow.
Like what have you done?
You fucked up.
Like when I checked it a couple weeks ago, it was fine. What have you done to this thing? Like, oh, I put oil in it last week. Bullshit. You didn't put oil in it last week, or else there'll still be oil in
Like
it.
Crisco doesn't count, bitch.
Right.
Ah.
Like, yo, and that's the hard part about my job is telling people bad news. Like, yo, I cannot fix this.
This is outside of my scope.
Yo, out of my scope of support. Yo. Flat out. You bring the car to me. All right, I want to get brakes. All right, I can do brakes. Yo, you didn't tell me your axle was broken and your entire fucking caliper housing is broken. Yeah, I can't fix that. I'm not even touching that. What do you mean? No, you're not putting that on me. No, sir. You can take that to a dealer.
Like, nope, no lawsuit. Fuck you.
Exactly. Nope. Like, yo, I've seen so many people get burnt just on that one. No, you're not getting me like that. Yeah, it's a shame that all you had to do was put oil in the car. You know, even if you check it once a week, just put, it's $4. I myself spend it's about $8 every other day to buy a pack of cigarettes.
$8?
Well, yeah, Newports are like $8.60. Where the fuck you been? Oh, not smoking.
Yeah, but even I know that Newports cost $10. So either
Newports don't cost $10.
Either it went down or some.
You talking like Philly prices, yeah?
No, I'm not.
Newport. What, down in at fucking Homewood?
Not Homewood.
I mean at fucking Sunoco?
No, this is some other shit where it's like $10 even.
Where are Newports $10? Yo, they are getting people.
Yeah.
Newports are like $8.60.
But we ain't gonna go in specific streets because there's people who don't live in where we live that listen to this shit. So
yeah, Newports here are typically like $8.60, $8.70.
When I first got my job at a supermarket and I got into customer service, a pack of Newports was $3.74.
Yeah, I remember when they were $5 even. That's when I started smoking.
Yeah.
$5 even. Here.
And
I'm about to have a kid, yo. Give me my fucking pack of cigarettes.
And 7 years later, I found out about a sin tax. They will tax the fuck out of tobacco, alcohol, and chocolate.
And there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, and that's what I find. Chocolate? Honestly.
Chocolate. They will tax the fuck out of chocolate.
Oh.
Goddamn Nazis.
Speaking of chocolate, Hershey's got this little gold bar.
I'm not fucking with it.
Ooh,
I'm not fucking with it.
No,
it's not natural.
Fire.
It's not natural. I'm not fucking with
that
it.
That is fire.
Nah, fuck
it's
that.
like caramel, cream, pretzels, and some, I don't know. It is just like,
it's fucking unicorn farts. No,
yes,
it's heaven in a bar. Gold is heaven in a bar.
I bought one for
Fancy
Fantasy the other day,
shit.
and she was like, "Oh my god, it's so good." I'm like, "Yeah, it's gold. I'm cool."
No, gold is heaven in a bar.
Man.
All right, but anyway, so since we're on the subject of chocolate and candy and shit, I got a story for y'all.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so this is my you know what, I've kind of been debating on this episode to go secret shopper or to go regular bus story. I don't know.
Bus story.
No,
I'm about to say secret shopper.
I'll go secret shopper.
Yeah,
rock,
secret
paper,
shopper.
scissors. Now, fuck that.
Nah.
We're going to do this like a democracy.
Shut up. This is the Moses podcast.
Right.
This is the Moses podcast.
Yeah, you would guess, so.
So, you don't get no say here. Ooh, what kind of sorcery is it? But anyway. So, speaking of candy, right? I'm working the job. If you don't know the job, then you need to listen to previous episodes. I ain't explaining every single episode. But anyway, so I'm working the job, right? And this lady comes in. She's old, looks 60 plus, right?
Yeah.
So she comes in. The first aisle she goes to is the candy aisle. 2 points if you can guess what kind of candy she grabs.
Werther's.
God damn it! Yeah, Werther's. Okay. That sad note. Werther's is
I like
the key.
Werther's
Werther's is amazing,
Yeah.
but Werther's is the key to longevity.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You get a Werther's original, you know good damn well you added 5 years to your life.
I say that with no jokes. Okay, because I've been in the supermarket store for years, right? And old people love Werther's.
Original.
All right, so anyway.
Yeah, original.
If you get chewy, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are the
that
kids.
chewy, all that innovative stuff that they came out with. Nah, get Werther's original.
Original.
You will live until 90 plus.
Suck the whole disc. Don't even bite.
All right, but anyway.
I got a problem with biting though.
Shut the fuck
Hey,
up.
hey,
We're
hey,
talking
hey,
about
hey,
candy.
hey.
You just get all.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you with this fucking bottle, you asshole. But anyway, so this lady comes in, right? First thing she does, goes to the candy aisle, grabs 2 bags of Werther's. Fine, nothing out of the ordinary, right?
Right.
Mm.
But she had this aura around her. I don't know how to explain this aura, but you just gain it
She
in
had
working that job.
She had that motherfucking glow, yo.
She had that swag to where I was like, yo,
got the
she's up to some
motherfucking
shit.
Oh, man. Yay.
So I knew she was up to something. So she goes, gets some Werther's, and after she gets some Werther's, she starts walking the aisles. She's not putting nothing in her bag. She didn't have a cart.
She about to take these Werther's.
She had one of those. She had one of these reusable bag joints, right? So
Oh,
the
yeah.
little $1, $2 bags you can buy at the checkout.
For the looking out for the environment.
So she
Captain
didn't put. She's walking the aisles, and I'm slowly following her down the aisles. So at the end of the store, in this particular store that I was in, I'll say Shakespeare for those of y'all who live around here.
No. See, you
okay.
just mentioned the street. We wasn't supposed to do that.
I don't give a damn.
Fuck it.
I don't work that job no more. I don't tell everything.
Fuck
So
No,
I'm
we
working.
ain't trying to be sued. Hold on.
So-
sue these nuts.
Well, y'all shut up a second.
Shut the fuck
Goddamn.
up. No,
I'm trying to tell a story
finish
here.
the damn story. Shit.
All right, so I'm at the store, and I get to the end of the. She gets to the end of the aisle, the end of the store, the back of the store, right? And there's a clearance section, and this was like fall going into winter, and there's several puzzles there, right? Boxes of puzzles, and each puzzle has about 60 pieces in it. You assemble the puzzle. It's leaves and trees and rakes and all the fall autumn type of shit. So so she starts stuffing these puzzles in her bag. Now with these reusable bags, you're not supposed to shop with them. All right, but most undercover or secret shopper dudes, they'll let you slide with it as long as you go up to the register and you empty the bag.
Right.
But the minute you put it in the bag, we can technically stop you and say, hey, that's illegal. That's concealing. Come with me. But we're not going to do that because most of us aren't dicks because we hate the job. But all right,
it pays.
Paycheck.
I mean, it's a paycheck. So this lady, she stuffs her bag full with puzzles. Like there was exactly 7 boxes of puzzles, and it was 2 bags of Werther's originals. All right, so she walks towards the front of the store. And I'm like, all right, it's go time because I don't think she's gonna pay for this stuff. So she didn't even go all right, when you come from the back of that store, you can either walk slightly to the left to go to the front of the registers or slightly to the right to go back customer service on the other side of the registers.
Right.
For the people who have already paid.
I've never been in there.
She walks to the right side. I'm like, all right, it's go time. So I pick up my speed and I get in front of her. She doesn't know who I am. She didn't even spot me. I get to the door and I stop at the door and I turn around and I face her as she's coming towards the door. She walks right out. So the minute she walked past my left arm, because I was on the left side and I was facing her. So the minute she walks past my arm, I'm like, hey, excuse me, ma'am. I am with store security. I need you to come with me so we can discuss the items in your bag.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I said it the most nice way you can possibly say it because this, like I said at the beginning of the story, this lady is 60 plus.
She told you to dig, didn't she?
This lady is 60 plus. So I said this to her in the nicest tone, and y'all know me, like
Yeah.
I'm a nice dude.
Right.
So the minute I say this, she's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" And she
I would have started that old bitch.
Look, hold on. All right, so she says, "Fuck you, motherfucker," verbatim. All right, and she looks to her right, and there's an empty cart there, right next to the door. She grabs this cart, and she's old. She's 60 plus. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know her exact age at this point. She grabs this cart and swings it with all of her might, and tries to hit me with this cart. And to me,
all over some brothers.
To me, all right. To
It's
me,
puzzles.
what was this like? I don't know. I was probably like 29, 30.
Right.
All right, it's like 4 or 5 years ago. So she swings this cart, and to me, it's in slow motion.
Fucking Neo from the Matrix.
I was definitely Neo from the Matrix on the little back thing. All right, so she swings this cart at me, right? And I'm like, oh, she's really trying to hit me with this cart. Like, I swear to you, in her mind, she thought this cart was off the ground. But it wasn't. It was still on its wheels. And she swung it at me, right? So I put my arm out. I said, "Ma'am, can you please stop trying to hit me with this cart, please?" and I grabbed the cart.
Stop, goddammit.
I grabbed the cart, and she's like, "I'm gonna fuck you up."
Yeah, he should have boxed that old lady out.
Hold on, time out. How come I imagine the voice?
I'm gonna fuck you. Yeah, she wasn't that scraggly.
You don't always get an opportunity to box an old lady out. You should have took it.
Let me finish. All right.
Sure.
I'm joking.
So hold on. Let me finish. All right. So she swings this cart at me, and I grab the cart. And I said, "Ma'am, can you please stop trying to hit me with the cart and come with me, please?" She's like, "I'm gonna fuck you up," and she tries to pull the cart away from me. So she pulled the cart away, and I let go of the cart just so she could swing it again for entertainment value.
Chill out,
So she swings the cart again, and I grabbed the cart and I snatched it from her and I pushed it. I pushed it towards the rest of the carts. And the officer that was on duty, was sitting there looking at me. And he was weak. He was weak. He was laughing. He was like, "Oh,
like, yo, you fight old lady."
So long story short, I got a hold of the situation. I grabbed her, right? I grabbed her by both her arms, and she's trying to do this little Harlem Shake move, and she can't get out. And she tried to kick, right? She tried to kick, and I did this little, like I said, everything she was doing was in slow motion. She tried to do this kick, and it was in slow motion. So I did like this little side step, and she kicked and missed. And so I was like, all right, here we go. So I still got her arms, and I twisted my body, right? Like just a tiny little twist. And her feet went in the air, and she ended up on the floor. All right, I ain't going to say that I slammed her.
That sounds like a slam, man.
I didn't slam her.
No.
I didn't slam her. I slightly placed her on the floor.
Lightly.
I'm not even joking.
No,
this was a legit place on the floor. Like I told you, everything she was doing was in slow motion, like Ben Roethlisberger running the pass. I mean, running the ball. But anyway,
that's rude.
Oh man. All right, so
we ain't getting into that.
So anyway, the cop finally gets a hold of himself, and he's like, "All right, let's take her to the back." So we took her to the back. I looked at her ID, right?
Yeah.
68 years old.
68. Damn.
So I talked to her. I said, "Ma'am, why are you trying to attack me?" She was like, "Fuck you. I was going to my car to get my money and pay for these puzzles." And I say, at that point, so the cop lost it again, right? And he the cop turns around and faces the door, so we couldn't see his face, but he's weak. He's cracking up, and I'm like, all right, so that's the last thing I'm gonna say to this lady. So I just wrote her up. I took the puzzles, I took the Werthers, and I gave her a fine. And I said, "Don't come back in the store. You'll be arrested for criminal trespass." And I never saw her again. So that's what happened. I fought an old lady. I kind of slightly slammed her.
Kind of.
Shit.
No, I legit did not slam her. Like, y'all know me. I ain't gonna slam no old.
Yeah,
But
we
I
taking
did.
down
I
people's
did.
grandmas
I
and
did.
shit.
I did do like a quick
Oh,
MMA.
no, time out. This
It
is
was
the
a quick
Moses
MMA
podcast.
takedown.
Due to the name, we don't touch women. Fuck all that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I did like a little harmless MMA takedown, and I didn't choke her out or nothing because I ain't gonna hurt nobody. But that's what happened that day.
all right, so it's my turn.
Yeah.
All right, so this was me and my wife now, but she was my fiance at the time. This was last year. No, it wasn't last year. It was 2 years ago. It was 2016, the year where everything was fucked up. So,
For me, that was 010 or 10. Yeah, well, continue.
10
so
through 16 was rough.
So 2016, it was our anniversary. The anniversary where we said that we were going to be together. We went to a place where the biscuits are great. Red Lobster. Shut up.
Cred Lobster?
We're not naming shit.
Cred Bobster?
We're not naming shit because that means we have to pay them.
Lead Bobster?
But anyway, we went to a place where the biscuits are great.
Not the cheddar biscuits.
Shut up!
Hold up, y'all don't know who I am.
Oh shit!
Y'all really don't know who I am. All right. Y'all don't know who I am.
Yo, we're gonna pay these motherfuckers and
Yeah, you gotta get some appetizer for these.
So for the record, I just walked in the room with a bag of Red Lobster.
shut up, because that means we have to pay them.
We ain't gotta pay them nothing.
So anyway, we went to a place where the biscuits are the shit. So we go to that place and there was a waitress there who was talking to a couple next to me and my wife now. And they were ordering salads. So as soon as they start ordering salads, the waitress goes to the back, but she forgot to ask the family what dressings they wanted on their salad. So the waitress comes back and goes, "I am so sorry. What dressings do you want on your salad?" And the daughter says ranch first, and the mother says ranch next. The waitress goes, "I was guessing ranch, but I didn't want to seem..." And of course, the fill in the blank, the word was racist. Fill in the blank, the word was racist.
Hold on, you only microwave one? Yeah.
Fuck
Yes.
off.
Fuck you.
Fuck off.
You trying to take the whole thing off me? I told you just give me one.
Anyway, so yeah, fill in the blank, the word was racist. Because the waitress was non-melanated. And I'm just going to say non-melanated. Because we're being politically correct.
That's the wrong show to invite me on.
Fuck off.
You knew that, right?
And yes, I'm sticking up my middle finger to him. Fuck off.
I am not politically written.
Fuck off. But anyway.
And you let me drink?
Fuck off. But anyway. She goes, "I don't want to see if fill in the blank is racist." So my wife jaw drops, my jaw drops.
See,
And the initial reaction that I went was, this is the most racist shit that I've ever seen in a restaurant. My wife wanted to calm me down. She goes, "Maybe this is not the dressing that maybe this is not the dressing. Hold on. Don't go off yet.
Yeah, you're better than me.
Don't go off yet."
Oh man, you're so much better.
No. Again, you didn't listen because I said my wife said this first. So my wife goes, "Maybe, hold on, this is not racist. This is not racist. Hold on, let's check to see what the house dressing is.
So you go heat up like a whole plateful after you said I couldn't have.
Shut up! But anyway, so my wife goes, let's check to see what the house dressing is. So we go to our waitress, who separate from the waitress who didn't want to seem fill in the blank racist. And she goes, and the first thing I asked was, okay, I'm sorry, what is your house dressing? She says raspberry vinaigrette. I looked at my wife and I said, okay, nope, fill in the blank. This is racist. My wife looks at me and says, this is my fault because I'm with you. I told you to pray to Jesus before we did some shit like this.
I so happen to like raspberry vinaigrette. It's not that bad.
Good for you.
That's a 30.
But this ain't the story.
That's a 30 plus dressing.
Yeah, exactly. It's an acquired taste.
They're hot. You can probably burn your hand.
Yeah, okay.
It's biscuits.
Yeah.
See?
Side note, I just heated up a plate of Red Lobster biscuits.
Shut up!
After he cussed me right the fuck out about heating up one. After he took the whole bag off.
He keeps telling us not to say Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Red Lobster. Red Lobster. Red
Red
motherfucking
Lobster.
Red Lobster.
We're going to get
All right.
sued.
And these
Red
biscuits
Lobster.
is fire.
We're
Fight me.
We're going to get sued.
Fight me.
Twice. You gotta face me first though.
I'm going to have to get in that fight, but fuck.
You must defeat Shen Long
We're
before
going
you
to
get a chance
court.
against me.
We're going to be wearing three-piece suits and shit because we're going to court.
So, do we even need to talk about the current event, or should we just call it a day?
Did anybody else watch the SpaceX launch?
Oh man, no,
You
I really
SpaceX
wanted to.
launch.
Don't care.
No,
I care.
Oh my
I
god.
care.
Nobody
I'm a
cares
space-
but me.
I'm a space geek.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Time out. Because we already talked about the current event, and we going into the SpaceX launch. Fuck the SpaceX launch for that.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, buddy.
No. You know what?
Space is
we
the
go.
shit.
I
Because we
thought it
go.
was pretty goddamn cool
No.
up until I expected them to fail. and
MARS
succeeded.
Mars, bitches. Oh, sorry.
But anyway, let's talk about this.
This is a goddamn car in space.
Let's
Fuck
talk
you.
about this pastor who ended up with a Bentley.
Oh my god.
All right, this is all I got to
You
say
wanted to
about
go
that.
there.
Let me say my
Yeah, I'm
point.
going there. Fuck that.
I was trying not to go there.
Let me
You
say my
mentioned
point.
it.
I know, but I was trying not to go there.
Let me say my point real quick, and then y'all can do whatever y'all want. All right. Pastor has a Bentley in a poor neighborhood, right? Or a kind of poor neighborhood, because we can't say what everybody makes.
There's a lot of
Pastor
drug
made enough money off of this church to buy a Bentley. Good for him. That's all I got to say. That's it.
All right.
He's a hustler.
Right.
Well,
now,
my whole thing is y'all surprised.
damn it, you took my shit. So go
Y'all
ahead.
surprised. Pastor's been using fucking church money for years. Not even saying that, he took all the money from the church and used to buy his Bentley. He could have $1 million or whatever jobs have book deals and all that. Tell me, ain't none of that money from the church. And then I will leave it alone.
Unless he sells weed. We don't know that.
Right, he could be the fucking blasting pastor. And
He
shit.
might be the plug.
Right, right. Yeah.
And defamation. So anyway.
Well, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. We've been doing this for years, and now y'all want to get surprised? This nigga showed up in a $350,000 car in one of the most, well, I'm not going to say most fucked up, but one of the neighborhoods you might want to watch behind your back.
Yeah, one of them neighborhoods you don't want to walk around by yourself.
Right. But nah, you ain't got no Chrysler, you ain't got no motherfucking Range, you got a fucking Bentley. All right, dog, cool. Look, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. I see the tweet, from someone I can't remember who is like, "Hey, yo, pastor, could I use the Bentley to take these girls to room 16? Oh, it's not for church use, huh?" And I was fucking weak, and I was weak. And I can't even say anything else on that. Look, if he made that money, he made that money. Whatever. He got a Bentley, y'all don't. He's a blank period. That's where it is.
He's a hustler. He's still
That's
got a
where it
following.
is.
That's
right.
what it is.
And you know what?
Why? Because y'all still gonna go to church Sunday and give him that money regardless.
Right. Because I'm just gonna say this. This church and I'm not going to name the church.
Nope.
This church is one of the biggest churches in our city.
Yeah, they quoted it as a mega church. I don't think it's a mega church.
It's not
No,
a mega church.
No.
Hold on, time out.
Like a black church.
Right. But
in a poor community.
But at the same
in a medium community, I guess.
But anyway, this is a church that has an ATM machine inside the church.
Yo, that tripped me out too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes, it has an ATM machine inside that church.
That's a whole nother element.
Right.
So you put your debit card to tithe.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's an ATM machine inside that church, you don't think you're going to buy a Bentley off that shit? I'm sorry.
You could have kept it at a fucking Chrysler 300 and been cool.
But here's my
But
thing.
now you got
All right.
everybody on your back.
I mean, I know I said that's all I was gonna say, but you the pastor of a church. You know your most of your
Church van ain't good enough.
most of your congregation is average to below, right? Don't show up to church with a Bentley.
Pull it in your face.
Pull up with your Mazda or pull up with your whatever it is.
In your Honda or something. Let everybody. I'm just like you.
Well, see, the same thing that I'm going.
Now nobody in the church can relate to this dude.
And see, that's the thing that kind of kills me because
you might know what the maintenance on the Bentley is.
Hold on, because that's
gas on a Bentley.
Right, but that's the same thing that kind of gets me is that everybody's talking about it like it's their first time seeing a preacher in a Bentley or any type of rich car. So it's just like, oh, the preacher's in a Bentley. It's just like, hold on, you've been going to church for how many years? How many times have you seen a preacher in a car that don't look like a car that's normally in that hood?
So let me end it off with saying this. Don't ask.
Right.
No questions.
I said don't ask. I said don't ask.
No
questions. Just give the money.
As usual, this is Moses Workman.
And this is Moses Turner.
And this is the Moses Podcast.
No biblical shit.
And we out.
Peace.